The federal SINGH guidelines, Washington state guidelines and processing for the federal units, and also the federal activities on processing and the Superior Court disagreements, and also the processing for Mrs. and Mrs. Vasquez over at the courtroom C. She's in the administration office in the courthouse here in Fredo, Washington. Also, Mr. Vasquez, Department of Lawyers on Broadway, Department of Licensing, right across from the Leap Force processing unit for the propane tankers and fuel tankers, the biggest fuel tanks processing plants, refining plants for oil, petroleum, kerosene, which is the additive that's put into aviation compound at International Airport here in Lake Washington. The biggest aviation compound facility, and Air Force One has landing gear that was supplementally used for Nebraska, Washington, dropping off Felix Brother and myself over in Nebraska. Miller compound going to nuclear war, and they dropped several nuclear bombs just because I'm Felix Barella and I am the son. Administration office has a burn 2 days ago here in Fredo, Washington, for the simple fact security guards threatened me at the Fredo courthouse. Fredo police officers were dispatched, and I carried the phone and walked in the Fredo police station. We're on video camera on assessment system. We're on the NIJJAR. We're on Global Hawk and also the reconnaissance of global retrieval and recovery to C Street. That's Global Hawk, the biggest, most powerful global hawk in the world that's capable of dropping nuclear bombs at a spontaneous moment. And there's a nuclear shelter here in Fredo courthouse. And it's my courthouse, my courtroom, my administration office. That's Andy Miller, CO, Benton, Washington. He's in the parking lot. Administration office and the processing said I threaten people and intimidate people, and I take all my weapons, all my gear, all my jacket off, urban boots, combat boot, military boots. I'm at the police station to await assistance in processing at Safeway, retrieving the Air 1, Air 2, Air Force 1, Air 4, Air 2, and that's the U.S. Marine Air 1, U.S. Marine 1, and U.S. Marine 2, Global Hawk reconnaissance, and also the assessment for Nebraska, Washington, which is Richland, Washington, Richland, Y, Washington. Number 1, Fat Boy and Little Boy. That was created and dropped on Hiroshima on December 3rd. Senator McCain was shot down. Jay Mueller, enlisted FBI, CIA in Connecticut, Virginia, and Dick Cheney, Listini, and Sandra Strawn were in locker components and Columbia War compound facility, and George Bush's Herbert Walker was shot down. Senator McCain was shot down, and also Mr. Jay Mueller is a witness, material witness, and he's with me at the funeral home. With Amy Mueller, Amy Traeger, Jason Traeger, Ryan Fox, Corey Fox, and also the administration office. That big wave is Mike McBee, Navy SEAL Unit Academy of USS Hawaii, USS Chicago, USS December 3rd of Litter Compass. And he does not do well with, as you can see, the individual and all processing plants, and the individuals have no authority at all. As you can see, Jason Traeger drives in a Pinto 140 miles on Grand Ronde, transported at the Garfield, the emblem of Garfield, and Oda, which is Saddam Hussein's son, and I'm Saddam Hussein and Sundance and Sunlan Mutal, and also the administration officer, Melissa Mavak, and at the International Airport. He walks around, I can exercise, and then he can walk around anywhere on my land. That's Simon's Mall, Columbia Center, Spokane, Davenport Hotel, and the Strip. Now, it's real simple. It's a calculus derivative. It's a first name, recognition, Google password, and also assessments that they have on the calculus derivative classes. It's a Google assessment. It's a word program, actually. It's a word code processing and E9. What it is E9, elective selective service. It's an adjustment word program. It's just a program where it teaches the aviation compounds the same day. You got Mr. Yates, and he's a murderer, but he's not going to get lethal injection because he dropped me off at Gadsden University because we were running for the war. Yeah, his flight time is self-bombers, Apaches. That's all. He's a very nice man. He's more mature than the Green River Killer, and that would be Ted Bundy. They killed several people in Kennewick High School and Fruitland Elementary and manufactured and abstract records, and then also the track record for their transcripts. They've been killed and cremated and put in the Lord, just like Daryl Johnson's father. The miner, the gold processing unit, we're trying to take it over centuries and centuries of technology of UFO components and war programs and assessments, nuclear power components, building nuclear bombs, assessment diagonal, hydroelectric waters, hydroelectric dams, weeds, fields, and processing units and areas or domains that are personally by Bill Gates himself. They have sex, they have rotations, Father Tom, Father Richard, Father Dylan. And I took care of Father Dylan and gave his pharmaceutical pills and fed him and woke him up every morning, every night, and did his catechism classes and walked in the process and actually put him in a casket, a lower casket, or put him in an open casket, and have the administrative processing on hospice and care services they provide at that time being. Even though he had a stroke, he had a memory, and had no recollection, which is a good process where you could just walk down Richland, West Richland, looking for me, going to Enid's, and just try to see your Paperboy. That's me. Paperboy, looking for that Paperboy down the road. I was born in Richland. Him wandering off to my house in West Richland, that is my name and my mansion, my property, and that's Jessica, PBR. That's Frost, and she has no father, no more. She's been a single life and distraught and misused and abused in her life whole time. There's marijuana plants in the operation, and there's police officers coming here to try to solicit and bully and intimidate her, along with adversaries like Colin Powell that shows up at the house to have sex for Berta. Bill Gates have sex for Berta, and on the station office, and they have all this process. That is Mrs. Budweiser and Chip. The thing they found at the Columbia Center Mall was a our aircraft, not American. This is the formula antiderivative. It's always on Google. It's a calculus, which is a calculating curves. This is just a simple work crime process where you associate, take the non-criminal, criminal convicts, criminals, and you come in and put them in a container, liner, and you put them in handcuffs, you pull them down, you give them lower them their head to their casket. They're Jews, black, white, blacks, Mormons, Jews, Jehovah's Witnesses, misleading processing activities in the processing society itself. Anything in and underneath the society besides that of the vaults, and also the gold and the wineries. GPS for John Deere, because it says U.S. government, but it says John Deere, Illinois. The voice recognition device will sure to be working, and it's going into 8 minutes, 16 and 32 seconds. The curve for antiderivatives is a war program. Basically, it's really simple. Anyone from age 1 to 18 that knows in the cellular services when the RTC Maritimes has got University. That's Yogi Berra. That's the bat and the assessment armor, and also the piercing, which is the Mrs. Piercing, and that's all bodacious, and that's the PBR Iowa beef, Texas, and also Dodd Road 10,000 kills. It's a systematic war program for the surgeons and processing RTOCs, and also the Marine base, the Aquatic Center, which is Bravo Marine Base. It is overtaken and processed, and then Mr. Glenn Butner messed that all up for assassinating whatever. Miss Kennedy. Anyways, Miss Kennedy and the Kennedy residents lived in Pasco, Washington. They live at RV, trailer court processing, at home village. You got school district there, so they can commute back for the Kennedy family. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger Administration and Kennedy Building, and also a Kennedy Gym in San Luis Obispo, California, Santa Barbara Ranch, the biggest ranch in the world. And that's, of course, the process. That's Mrs. and Mrs. As you can see on the war program, that's Nancy. That's in the cliffs in Shelby's, California. That's a Topaz Mercury, and that's my vehicle at Pismo Beach. She can live and she can assist in living, and that's a billionaire sector. And she's Nancy Palooza, and also Barbara Boxer from Otis Technologies for full automatic issue weapons that they can carry on anywhere in the world. Those are aviation FAA ordinances that can get carried out in processing, which is just a simple work. This place was caught on fire, engulfed in flames, and which is not too far from Barry. Barry is in my title, my first name, my last name, and it's my property. So more power to you. I appreciate the anti-derivative and snoop on the snoopers that you got going, Mr. Bill Gates. The process I got on that is the 1x, 3x to the second power of 2 over 3 to 1. It says 805 on it. And it says supplemental is 18 minutes and 43 seconds. Now it's 10 minutes and 39 seconds. It's working.